Greetings to all melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy and a blessing to be out here and reaching out to you. And you know, I really want to say that I love to address melanated people because I know how much melanated people believe in a historical Christ, and they believe in a man that was born from a virgin woman 2,000 years ago. And I can see the look on many people's face when they first hear what I am saying, that there's no historical Christ, and Jesus Christ as a man 2,000 years ago never existed. And even today, I was witnessing to I would call him a preacher. He was heading to the hospital to go and witness to people with this big Bible in his hand. I say, "You're packing a very big Bible there." You know, then I say, "Can I ask you a question?" And, you know, and there and so on. Right there, he was captivated by what I was saying. And this guy was so kind of like shocked at what I was saying. He kept telling me, "You have a lot of wisdom, you're speaking a lot of wisdom, but Jesus Christ said he's coming back again." And if it's one thing, I agree with everything else you said, but one thing I can't argue with you with. When he said Jesus Christ never existed, and I know how hard it is for melanated people to realize that no man with blue hair or blonde hair, and no man who ever born in some Jerusalem in the so-called Middle East. The real Jerusalem is in you, my friends. Gonna come from the sky with no nail print, and it never gonna happen. It is not the truth. And so with all of that being said, I want to talk to you about the impotent Jesus Christ. Now, we all know that every one of us, when we were aborted from our mother's womb, we didn't even know that we existed until we reached a certain age. And then they start teaching us how to speak and so on. And basically everything that we learn, it was basically taught to us. And there comes a time when we go through a stage that is called puberty, and we start having things like wet dreams and so on, and we start coming to understand what it means and how it feels to ejaculate, especially for the men. And for those women, there are some women who get wet dreams too, and there's some women who just not that active, okay, as well as there are some men who just not that active, okay. So I believe you get the point that I'm bringing across to you, okay. And so there are some people in the world who are highly, very, very, very sexually active, and some who are not. And so we were told about this man, Jesus Christ, who existed 2,000 years ago and was never married. And they tried to paint a picture of a man who have never had any sexual desire. And we know men today who doesn't have any kind of sexual drive, they're being referred to as being impotent. And we know there's such a thing as Viagra and Cialis. Okay? So, basically what I'm saying, could it be this Jesus Christ that they're speaking about that existed 2,000 years ago? Maybe he was eating the wrong diet if he did existed. Because it is said that many women used to be around him. And we all know, if you're a real honest man, that you can hardly be around a woman, especially a beautiful woman, and you don't have no desire to have her. Even the preachers were so hypocritical and try to give the impression that the only woman they just desire is their wife. Sometimes they shaking the sister hand in the church, and they taking one finger and take her in the middle of her hand. So when they speak about this Jesus, the only impression I can get is that this Jesus was impotent, and this Jesus needed help. Yet they claim that this Jesus was helping people. They claim that this Jesus healed a woman with an issue of blood. They claim that there's Jesus heal the impotent man. So how could an impotent man heal an impotent man? And I'm saying all of this sarcastically. And that is why in my community there's a rumor going around saying that I do not believe in God. Instead of, they say that I do not believe in a God in the sky, and that I believe that God is in everybody. Instead of saying that, they're going around saying that I'm an atheist and I do not believe in God, which is not the truth. I believe that God is in everyone. And I do not believe that there was a special man 2,000 years ago that had special powers and nobody else have the powers. I'm saying the power is in each and every one of us. And that is why many people who are going to church, they're impotent spiritually. Because everything in the natural is to teach you the spiritual. So there's natural impotence and there's spiritual impotence. And there's natural intercourse and there's spiritual intercourse. And that is why desire is spiritual sensation. And when you have a desire to manifest something on the face of this earth, and you can see it through your mind's eye and go to the end, like Joseph the dreamer, and you being Joseph the dreamer, and understanding the story of Joseph the dreamer, what it means to you, and that this is your biography of how to manifest your reality consciously, you will understand the spiritual pregnancy. And you will not take a spiritual abortion by becoming anxious and worrying about how it's going to be done and when it's going to be done. And that is why those who believe in this impotent literal Christ who existed 2,000 years ago, that's why the majority of them, instead of being above, they are beneath. And instead of being the lender, they're basically the borrower. And many of them, their second name is mortgage. And I'm speaking from experience because I would have suffered a lot because of that same kind of belief and that same kind of concept. Holding on to an idol, worshiping a false God, believing in a God outside of myself, believing in a power outside of myself instead of believing in the God in me and the God in others. That's why for those who believe what I am saying, it's because they can believe in the God that is in themselves. And if they can believe in the God that is in themselves, they will believe of the God that is in me. So my brothers and my sisters, that's the message I want to get across to you. That we are not to be impotent or stagnated in our minds. That we must stimulate our minds. That we must exercise our minds. That we must put our imagination to the test. That we must believe in ourselves. That we must know what we want. And we must be definite with God. And that we must write it down. And that you need to have a gratitude book. Many times I want to manifest something, I go in my gratitude book and I write it down. I am grateful for such and such. Before I've ever seen it. The camera that I'm using to speak to you, to reach out to you every part of the world, wherever you are. That's what I did. I go into my gratitude book. I wrote down I am grateful for my camcorder to do for my YouTube channel. I wasn't wondering about how the money gonna come. I wasn't wondering about when I gonna start the YouTube channel. I know the camera gonna come. I know I'm gonna get the YouTube channel going. And the person set up this YouTube channel for me. They didn't even know how to set up a YouTube channel. Because we would have tried before. And it didn't work. And I kept telling her she was making a mistake. And at that particular time and season, when it was the right time, I told her, I know for sure that you're going to get it right this time. And in a very, very quick time, she got it right. And that was even before I think we even got the video camera, ain't? That's before we got the video camera. And then I started doing my lectures. Sometimes just 4 people, 6 people. And I keep saying to myself that I have to practice what I preach. And I have to put my imagination to work. And that's why I'm encouraging you who do not want to be impotent, or who doesn't believe in an impotent Christ, but believe in the real potent one inside of you. To not just be a hearer, but be a doer. And to learn to start small. Because the Bible says that you must appreciate the small things. I must be grateful in the small things. I'm looking for the exact quotation, but it's not coming at this time. No, that's not the exact quote, but I'm not getting the quote. Oh yes, they do not despise if they have small beginnings, or if they have small things. Don't despise that. Okay? Right, so, because I remember the first time I see this thing work, I was very, very, very sleepy. And I sat in a chair, and I had my water bottle next to me, and it was empty. And I said within myself, oh, how good it would felt. It would felt for me that when I awake, because I knew for sure I was going to fall asleep, that when I awake, I can make my bottle filled with water, and I can just reach out and grab my bottle and drink water, because I was real thirsty, but I was sleepy at the same time. And when I awoke, my bottle was there filled with water. And when I drank the water, I asked who filled this bottle of water. My wife told me she was on the bed and something was just telling her, go and get my empty bottle and fill it with water. Go and get it and fill it with water. And then it happened to me a second time, where I was very tired and sleepy again. That's why it is, when you find yourself in this drowsy, sleepy state, it is good to put your imagination to work and fall asleep in the consciousness that you want to manifest this particular thing and just go straight to the end. It's not something long. It can take you up to 10 seconds. And you can do it on behalf of another. You could do it for someone else too. I can do it for anyone who would require for me to do that. Especially if I can see a picture of them, see their face, see how they look. And I can have them like photograph within my imagination. I have a picture of you. Very, 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 very effective. And this second time, it was basically the same thing. The water was there, but my bottle, no, the bottle was there, sorry, but it was empty. And I was thirsty, and I had that same desire that if when I would awake, the bottle would be filled with water. And when I wake, it was filled with water. When I asked, it was my wife's daughter who said, you know, her intuition was just pushing her to fill the bottle of water and bring it right next to me. So you see, you have to be very grateful for the small things. And so, sometimes you go to try the small things. And you must always remember, an egg will hatch in 21 days. But a human will take 9 months. That's why you must be patient. And you must not be anxious. You can be right there. You can be going through all of your troubles. And you are a millionaire. And you have to keep believing that you're a millionaire. Every millionaire was a millionaire from within first. Every billionaire was a billionaire from within. So my brother, my sister, my battery is going very low, and me, I must just have about 4 minutes or so left. So I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to give you the sign of the eye, the one eye, of which Matthew 6:22 says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. Be the light. Be the light of the world. Let your light so shine before men, that they may behold your good works, behold your wisdom, be all the things that you would manifest, the things that you would do for society. I know truly that God is in you, the Creator is in you. With that being said, I want to say peace, love you, and be potent. Because we are not serving an impotent God. We believe and we serve the true God of our own human imagination, the God within man. Love you.